Hi everyone, this is your reading for Aries 2021. I am so excited. We're going to do a month by month reading, which is really exciting. I also have here as well my charm board. So we're going to go from January to December with the charms as well. I'm really excited, and also I'm going to put a card for each month as well. So before I do that, and before we get started, just quickly want to mention as well, if you would like to win a free reading with me, do check out the description box below, since I do a free reading giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, definitely do check out the information down below as well. They're done within 24 to 48 hours. Last thing I want to mention is my intention bracelets are on Etsy. So I'm wearing a bunch of the bracelets here. So I'm wearing the singles, the love, the soulmate, and the twin flame bracelets as well. The meditation with, they're saged, and they're there to remove obstacles and challenges from different areas of your life. So do check those out as well if you are interested. So let's begin and see what's coming through. The screen seems to be sort of freezing at times and then fine at others. I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully it should be okay. Right, so January, you've got the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so all the intention items are linked down below. My Etsy store link is down below. International shipping, if you want to see the reviews and see how other people have seen results, that's also down below. But yeah, there's crystals, there's teas, there's necklaces, bracelets, anklets, face masks, pom-poms, tassels that are intention based as well for different areas of your life. It's all on there, and yeah, all there. Okay, wow, what a way to start. Look at January, look at February, got March, April, move my little candle, live in the moment. I'm an upright reader, but we've also got the Fool here for May. Wow. June, you got the Sun appearing in 3 cards here in a row, so you've got it in April, May and June, the Sun, which is the second quarter of the year. Oh, look, you got a light source behind the Hangman's head as well there in July. August brings you the 7 of Wands. September brings you the 8 of Wands. Okay, so there's quite obvious progression here also from August to September. There's definitely a challenge here in the middle of the year somehow. Also, October brings you the Ace of Wands. This is actually a really nice reading. So before people are like, oh my god, a challenge, let me turn this off. I don't want to watch it anymore. Still haven't got to the good bits. And you've also got here for November, you've got Queen of Wands, got a lot of fire energy towards the end of the year. I'm going to turn the light on as well because the sun, the actual sun, which is outside my window, keeps coming in and out, so it's really hard for me to properly see the screen as well at the same time. So you've got the end, which is December, end of the year, is the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So hopefully that light helps just a little bit more. Okay, so January starts off very well. January is you going into the year and feeling quite emotionally satisfied with things, feeling quite content with things, and so you might be hesitant for certain things that you want to do because the horse is a little bit hesitant here to cross that river. But there's also an opportunity waiting there. It's there for you if you want to take it, and for some of you, if you've been really struggling in 2020, some of you might be thinking, I'm not sure if I can really be happy, because remember, 2021 is essentially just, it is an extension in many ways. Like, you know, when you wake up in 2021 on the first day, it's not like things are magically just going to be different, right? It's still a continuation of what you have been going through, also from like December, right? So what I see here specifically is that there's this hesitancy, is that even a word? Oh my gosh, there's this hesitant energy, but you will get through whatever it is that you're dealing with. And remember, happiness is a choice. There is happiness there if you choose to want to be happy. So that is the Knight of Cups. There are opportunities waiting in the wings if you choose to go towards them. Remember, sometimes we have to find those opportunities. Sometimes we have to look around us properly to see what those opportunities are, rather than just waiting for them to always come to us. Now, in February, you've got the World card. There's a sense of satisfaction here. There's also this sense of isolation. You might be spending more time by yourself. You might be doing more things by yourself, just in general. You might be finding more time for yourself, right? And so the World here does show a lot of happiness in your own energy. So if you're spending time by yourself, I see you feeling quite content, quite happy, and not necessarily feeling like, ugh, where are my people? This is actually you being like, oh, I like my alone time. I like being by myself. It's also about feeling free as well in many ways. So for those of you that perhaps have been struggling with codependency, or you've just found it really hard to find your own time by yourself, guess what? February brings you that me time, which is so needed, I think, by a lot of you. And you're not feeling bad about it. You're actually feeling really good that, okay, I've got my me time here. So January, February, March with Judgment here shows decisions and choices. You might be thinking to yourself, okay, do I want to still be at this particular job? Do I still want to be at this particular relationship? Is it serving me? Am I growing with it? That's also a big thing here as well. So it's about making those decisions and choices. Someone here might ask you out. Someone might say, hey, do you want to move in? For example, you have the ability with your voice to say yes or no. Remember, it doesn't always lie in the other person's hands. You might think it does, but also choices lie in your hands as well. You have power, you have choice. And I think that you're going to really understand that here in March, is that you have a lot of choice. The sun here is also showing lots of growth in April, which is really nice. So you get into the second quarter, you have growth, you have happiness, you have this sense of feeling content, and also just feeling really uplifted, uprooted in many ways as well. So the sun here is really shining over you for, I would say, a good 4 months, starting from that month of April. And you might also take a trip here. There's also a journey coming through with the full in May. So in May you might choose to take a trip, or you might make a very spontaneous decision to move, which is very interesting, and also a very spontaneous decision to perhaps essentially go perhaps traveling or something like that. I will say be careful, because around the middle of the year there have been several predictions of financial issues coming through. The thing here is I don't really feel that it would affect you unless you really kept your spiritual practice very high and, of course, managed your finances. Okay, that's just something that's been coming through a lot as we've been looking into some worldwide predictions as well for 2021, is that there are some financial issues next year for people. It's not coming through so much in your reading, but remember, this is a general reading, and I will also say, so long as you keep your spiritual practices up, And look, spirituality is coming through here, which is a really great sign. So you've got the angel protecting you here also in July. You've got the lovers here. So there's a really strong event here in July to do with love and also a sense of protection. So meditation is absolutely key for you guys, all right? I always recommend meditation. Please, 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 consistently. It is really going to help you next year, because next year is like a vortex for people that are not spiritual. They will get sucked into things that they don't want to be sucked into, and the divine will protect you if you are if you want that support from the divine, and you keep the divine in your heart. Hangman, very, very spiritual time. Sorry, hold on, this is June, not July. So yeah, June is a really, really strong month for you for love, but also increasing your spiritual awareness with the divine, trusting your gut, trusting your heart. There's also something so strong in regards to love, where someone could profess their love to you here. July, the most spiritual time of the year. This is really the time where I feel like, especially if you haven't started to be spiritual, or, I'm not pushing you to be spiritual, but it's more so about meditation and looking after yourself and mindfulness. Those things, as it is, really do help in really all areas of your life, and will help in all areas of your life. And for those of you that suffer a lot with anxiety and stress, meditation really helps, right? For those of you that have gone through traumatic experiences, it does help, because it disconnects your mind from everything else going on. So it's kind of like a spiritual form of medicine, but in a really in a way that can really help you to move forward out of difficult situations as well. So that's what I would say there. Of course, the Hangman is ruled by Neptune, which is also, you know, the most kind of spiritual planet there. As we get into August, there are some struggles here, which you can really get through with some strong spiritual practices. The Seven of Wands here shows challenges and obstacles coming your way. For some of you, it may be just really struggling with emotions, with stress, with anxiety. These are things that we will have, you know, regardless. So, of course, these, you know, spiritual practices can really help with that there in August. In September, you've got the Eight of Wands, so things start to really move forward, which is really great. So August is like a month where you feel like you're kind of held up a little bit, but then in September, things are moving forward again. In October, you've got the Ace of Wands, which shows opportunity on the horizon. There's something you've always wanted to do. This really is a wonderful, wonderful month to take things and to make things happen, essentially. So if you've always thought about starting your own business or writing your own book, you know, things like that, I see you taking the initiative more so towards the last quarter of this year with October. Wow. I'm like August. I'm like, no, October. August is a bit of a struggle here. November, this is very much so you experimenting with perhaps clothing, style, accessories, perhaps dyeing your hair or cutting your hair. There's a lot of experimentation with your image or your look or how you look, you know, really doing that quite significantly. But this is also you feeling very confident. Also, this is about your personality and how you are as a person, and it's really coming through as very strong. So your personality really shines here in November as well, interestingly enough, with Sagittarius season. And then in December, you're working very hard. December is a month where I feel like you are flat out working. You are working your butt off. Okay, and I don't just mean like working in terms of career, because some of you may be in education. You're still working like crazy. And yeah, I know it's also known as like a holiday time, but you know, during that time people do work very hard as well, so it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's go to the charms now. Oh my gosh, sorry, this little board that I have always just keeps like moving forward. I'm gonna have to move that, but it just scares me every time it like comes forward. La 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 la. Okay. So, January here we have got this gun. Don't be afraid of this. Not that I'm going to do anything here, it's just a charm, but this really is about direction, right? And we spoke about that with the Knight of Cups. Some of you may be sort of scared to cross that river, you know, and to go into the path that maybe you know you should go down, but this is about having direction. Don't be afraid of your personal direction as well, you know. So that's quite significant there, that you've got the Knight of Cups with the gun as well. It's also a sense of protection. You haven't really got anything in February, but if we go to March, right, because we spoke about February with the World card, if we go to March, we've got Judgment, right? So it's interesting, you've got this cube here as well. This is about making choices and decisions. Reminds me a little bit of a die, like, you know, dice, but a die because it's one. So that's really interesting. And also the root chakra as well, right? Wanting stability, wanting security, and making decisions from that perspective, not just because you perhaps find someone attractive or, you know, any other kind of decision with your career. It's more so you making decisions from a state of stability and what the other person can also offer as well, or what the job can offer. Also in March, you've got here hope, right? So that's really interesting as well. Have hope, always have hope, right? If something's not right for you, have hope that something else better will come through. That's you having hope and faith in yourself and also the divine. Don't settle for something that you feel deep down is just really worrying you or upsetting you or frustrating you. Always remember that. And then also with the sun here in April, you've got the mushroom, which is really interesting, right? Growth, which we see with the sunflowers in that particular card. You've also got lots of flowers in that card as well, so a lot of growth. The home as well, which is really interesting. So like I mentioned, you might be moving homes, right? As I mentioned with that card as well. You've also got here the orange crystal as well. So again, this really does represent this sense of like preserving things or packing things, you know, so that's really interesting as well. You might be packing certain things. As we go to the full there as well, we have got here the moon with the little star as a sense of like protection and also keeping yourself closest to the things that you love as well. You know, the fool sets out on a journey but has the dog, has a little rose, has all their belongings, and you know, is really keeping themselves close in that sense. Now, we haven't got anything really for June or July, but as we get into August, right, this struggle that we see here, there's this peg which is really lying across it, and it's the cloud, right? So this is about dreaming. It's really about not giving up in that sense, and it is about knowing that this too shall pass, right? Because when you see clouds, well, the Earth is rotating, obviously, but the clouds do also pass, right? Even though the Earth is rotating. Like, just want to make that really, really clear. I'm fully aware. But it passes, right? So that's really interesting that you've got here the clouds in that sense. Like, there's a silver lining. It, you know, it's also a learning experience as well. September with the ring, it actually says here, perhaps love, things are really moving forward. So the situation you might be dealing with could also be that there's a difficulty in love, which then starts to get rolling and moving also in September, and it kind of just comes full circle. September also brings you the leaves as well. Remember, September, especially where I live, and where a lot of my viewers live as well, because a lot of the viewers that watch my videos are usually from the US, around September time, around 21st, right, 21st, 22nd, we have autumn or fall, as they like to call it. So that's really interesting as well that came through. But it's also about like shedding, right, and the leaves sort of falling, and knowing that there's, you know, change, there's transformation, and that tends to happen around this time as well. October here brings you the two swans, which is really nice. This is really about feeling like things are finally moving and chances are being taken. Also can be in regards to love as well, where someone's finally taking a chance in love to prove things to you and make things work towards you as well. Remember here in November I said you're really looking at your appearance and perhaps the things that you want to do in regards to your appearance. I think it's so interesting that you've got the camera here, in all honesty, because you might be wanting to take pictures and sort of look camera ready, or just look, you know, good and feel good in yourself, for yourself. So that's really lovely. And in December you got the key here as well, so you're working really hard, you're trying to unlock your goals is what I'm seeing. So that is your reading, Aries. Really hope it helped you and gave you tons of clarity, and definitely do take care. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and all the items as well as I mentioned, which are on my Etsy store. And take care everyone. Bye!